Hello everyone, this is going to be my first video on my Wikiza Films channel. How's it going everyone? Me, Dracopen here on my iPod.
Hello guys, it's me, Dracopen here.
Hello guys, it's me, Dracopen here with Sonic 306 or Sonic Speed.
This is going to be my new intro.
Hi there, Lewis here. Hi guys, it's me, Lewis. Hi guys, it's me, Lewis here. Hey! So, can you Welcome to Vlog with Lewis. I found a piano. And lastly,
to the haters, the doubters, my 7th grade vice principal, to everyone who's ever told anyone with a dream they can't. This video's for you. Keep your head down, follow the rules, do as you're told, play it safe, wait your turn, ask permission, learn to compromise. This is terrible advice. You don't need gear, you don't need trucks or a crane, you don't need some big expensive camera rig that never works. When you're a creator, you don't need someone in your ear telling you what you can and can't do. When you're a creator, all you need is your phone, an internet connection, and a good idea. A story you want to share, something you need to say.
Confidence is within yourself.
And then the rest is history. If you do it right, you get to quit the day job. Make friends from places you've never been. Meetups, collaborations.
It's just 2 boys and 2 video cameras.
A life moving so fast and so full, you won't even have time to process it. Do what you can't.
let's turn that off. Do what you can't. Honestly, I think that's a great thing to be thinking about. The reason why I'm saying all of this is throughout college, I've just been grinding away, studying and working. Yes, those have its benefits, like being financially stable and getting good grades. I'm gonna be honest, I recently, not really recently, probably like 6 months ago at this point, or 7, or 8, it's been a while, but I got into a bike accident. And that bike accident has changed my perspective on a lot of things. Doing things that I can't is one of them. I haven't been able, or I haven't gone out and I try to achieve the things that I can't. Like, for instance, I enjoy making these little videos, telling these little stories on YouTube and posting them. I haven't really been doing that. I've been more putting my head down, grinding on homework or just work in general. And so I want to tell stories. Why is that? One, I haven't been able to. And then the other thing is, my memory has not necessarily been the best. It doesn't help how my memory is now because of the accident. And so I want to leave something behind, something that I can remember. I've always enjoyed making movies. It's honestly has been a hobby since I was very young. And so I want to follow through with my goal. I want to make a couple short films this school semester and tell a couple short stories. This is one of them. So, how do I plan on achieving this goal? It may seem like a big goal, because the goal is tell at least 18 short stories. I already got one down with this video. Now onto a couple more. But I have an idea. We'll see how I follow through with it. I plan on being able to achieve it. stay tuned. It's going to be a fun adventure. And through all of this, my hope is to figure out a storytelling style, a film telling style, like a film making style. So, yeah. Let's see how it goes. But before we start doing all that, I want to jump into one of my favorite parts. I want to talk to a couple people and ask them, why do they think storytelling is important? And what storytelling is to them? So I sat down with a couple of my friends, and we talked about it. Roll the clip. Why do you think storytelling is important?
I think storytelling is important for the same reason that I think metaphors are important. Because it helps teach a lesson. Well, I think there's two types of storytelling, but I can circle back to that if you want me to. Storytelling in general helps teach a lesson in an isolated way. So like if I'm talking to a kid and they want a lollipop, and every day they say, "Can I have a lollipop?" And I give them a lollipop, and then 10 minutes later they come up and ask me again for a piece of candy or something, and they say, "You haven't given me a piece of candy yet. You haven't given me a piece of candy yet," and they try to like gaslight me like that. Like the boy who cried wolf is a perfect example to like isolate the problem with their behavior and teach them a lesson, because they can see in that story, because there's one thing happening in that story, right? You can isolate the lesson without all of the crap on the sides, like the kid being hungry and wanting a lollipop and having a sweet tooth and being tired, and like there's so many things that kid is going through that he won't be able to isolate that lesson. But with a story you can isolate that lesson, and I think that's a really powerful tool, in the same way that metaphors can do the same.
I think it's a really good way to like keep like traditions within like families and cultures. Like a lot of like fairy tales and stuff I know were like originally passed down just through like storytelling before they were like written down and everything.
I think, and I'm going to speak to this as an English major because I have been majoring in English studies for 4 years. I firmly believe telling stories allows us to better understand more about ourselves and other people. Because I think being human is very complex, and when we read stories and when we write stories and when we read stories, that process is very intertwined, right? They both rely on each other. And I believe when we write stories, we're conveying our own knowledge of what it means to be human, through theme, through moral, through big ideas like philosophically. And when we read, we're learning more about other experiences, other points of view, other perspectives, so we can become more empathetic, right? I think empathy is really big when it comes when we're thinking about storytelling, or when it comes to composing stories.
Who doesn't love a good story? Plus, it's a good way of telling like people like how it happened,
Yeah.
Instead of being like, "Oh, I tripped down the stairs," I could give you the whole story.
And explain that whole entire thing on how it happened.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think it like helps kids like be able to tell what happened, like especially like teaching them like stories, like the beginning, middle, and end, especially so they could like tell like their scenario if something went wrong.
Depends on what concept you're looking at it from. Storytelling to me personally is important because I think it makes things interesting, it makes things entertaining. I like to live vicariously through people, through friends, different characters, and good storytelling is how you live vicariously, like getting to hear the emotions, getting to hear their processing through, getting to just see them from a third person view, but also understand them in a first person perspective. So storytelling is important to me because it's an opportunity to live through someone else. And good storytelling is important because that's how you the opportunity to live through them.
For me personally, I'm very much like a memory person, so I think it's very important that kids have like really great memories and just like have them develop as they like grow. That's like one of the reasons why I'm actually becoming a teacher. So I think storytelling is really good because it passes on like the knowledge that you know onto like other people. So it kind of helps with like experience, like pass the experience on without like actually experiencing it yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. Like I think it's very important for like your mind and like passing on experiences without actually experiencing it. So I think it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like helpful for people that like don't really know what's going on with someone else, and then just like it's like a bonding thing, kind of, I would say. And then it's also like, I don't know, like a learning opportunity without actually going through it.
I think it's important because you got to, I guess it's a way to preserve history. It's a way to share kind of what you've gone through maybe in the past. I think the main goal of storytelling is to, maybe preserve history, maybe to entertain people. But I think it's good.
I think storytelling is important because, I don't know, I think stories can be like memories. You can learn lessons from stories. I think sharing stories with friends is always a good time. I think stories have a lot of positiveness, and you can learn a lot from them.
We are joined with the famous YouTuber JC. What is your channel name actually?
JC Spivey.
Okay, I didn't know if you did like your actual name for the channel thing.
No, I do my actual name. And I feel like storytelling is so important because like that is what we use as a society to like come together. Like from the very beginning, people have told stories, and the way it's evolved over time has been so crazy. So now you click on a YouTube video, like even if there isn't necessarily a story, there's like always a message in each video. Like there is a beginning, middle, end to everything, unless you're like watching like a gaming live stream. But even then, I feel like there's still a beginning, middle, and end. And I think it's like it tells. It's part of our everyday life.
How do you tell stories on your YouTube channel?
Okay, so typically if I'm doing like a vlog, I kind of think of like what's the theme of that vlog? What kind of message am I trying to promote? So like I did a vlog on a concert I went to. The main message was the story of my experience going to that concert. So everything was centered around the beginning, middle, and end of that concert, versus if I'm trying to get like a message, like something I'm trying to tell people, I'm explaining like this is why I think that this is the examples, like, and then I have like my little conclusion. So
telling stories are important. They help us connect with others, help people, and bring other people into our lives. Our world has gotten this far because of those storytellers. The practice of storytelling is as old as humankind. According to the National Geographic, storytelling is as old as culture. Many societies have long established storytelling traditions. The stories and performances that each society tells functions to entertain as well as to educate. Storytelling isn't always reading a book. Storytelling can look like telling stories through voice, through photos, and through videos, just like this one. Everyone has a story to tell. Some people are making videos of those stories. Some people are drawing and making artwork to tell those stories. Other people may be writing or journaling to tell their stories. With telling these stories, sometimes we can be afraid to tell them because of other people's reactions. I say screw it. Let's face our fears and tell those stories. We live on a rock, so why not risk to tell our stories? I have always been so dedicated to my schoolwork and never focusing on what I want to do. But what I want to do is tell stories. So enough with the hustle and bustle of life. let's throw away the coffee and sit down. Let's grab a cup of tea and share some stories. Like one of the famous quote goes, one day, or day one. Let's start telling stories. Yes, I am at work. But you made it to the end credit scene. This will be something that I hope to have at all my videos, so stay tuned for those end credit scenes. But really, I just really want to mention that the upcoming either 16 or 18 mini films that I make, they are really, I'm going to call like my passion projects. Like, I want to have or show everything that I've been able to do throughout my college, all those memories that I have, put them into a movie for you all to see my memories throughout college and just the stories that I can tell from college. So stay tuned, there's more fun to come.